Welcome. My name is Matthew Stevens, and this is Pedal Echoes, a discussion about what pedals inspired or influenced an artist's creativity for new music. My discussion with Dallas Kelley from Glories happened in the evening of November 17th, 2020. This is episode 9. Dallas Kelley is one of the guitarists of Glories, an American post-rock band from Birmingham, Alabama. Glories consists of Kyle Posten on bass, guitar, and programming, and Adam Blevins on drums. Welcome to Pedal Echoes.
Hey, glad to be here.
How did Glories get started?
So we got started probably in 2012. Me and a couple of the other guys had been playing in like a sort of indie kind of like country, kind of like alt country sort of band. And that kind of fell apart, but we still like kind of wanted to play music together. And so we kind of wrote as a 4-piece for a while. And I think we had almost like an EP's worth. But it just, I don't know, man. It was just like, it was like kind of post-rocky, but also not fleshed out enough. So it was kind of like instrumental, but the songs were like, 4 minutes, or there was just kind of something missing. And so our other guitarist, Zach, I had known him, we'd kind of grown up together, and he, had always bugged me about like, hey man, let's play music together. Let's, all this. And so, finally kind of like gave into him and was like, gave him a CD of what we'd been working on. And he's like, yeah, man, we just need to, like go all the way in and really do like really long songs and, do the post-rock thing. And so anyway, so he joined probably like mid 2012, and it really kind of like took off. And like, I guess that's when it kind of became Glories proper. And I think we wrote 3 songs, and that was the first EP, and we put it out at the end of 2012. So that's pretty much how we got started.
Does the name have any meaning to you?
I don't know. Glories to me has always been kind of like finding little joy and little like sparks of creativity, or I don't know, just like making stuff with my friends. Like to me, that was a small glory like in my life,
This is the moment that I really want to focus on.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, you kind of have those little like snapshots of like in your head, I guess, of like, you're on a hike with some friends, and like the sun's like hitting the trees just right. And, you just kind of have that picture in your head, like, and that's kind of like it's like a glory, So
I know that you released an EP this year called Distant After. Can you walk me through the setup of what your pedalboard was for that record?
Pretty much had the same setup for the record we put out in 2017, There's No Stillness, and Distant After, going straight into the Deep Six by Walrus. Pretty much just use that compressor for like if I'm playing like a finger picking part and I need to kind of control the dynamics a little bit. Then going to the Black Arts Pharaoh for fuzz. It kind of gets out of control sometimes, but I really like the various clipping settings you can use. What I end up using those for are either heavy parts, or I'll use them as like a layer, like 2 rhythm tracks, and do one with like the Dunes, which is more of like a tube screamer type overdrive, and then I'll do like a fuzzier one, and just to get a good tonal balance.
So you have the Pharaoh into the Earthquaker Dunes?
Yeah, then I have the Dunes for like a more kind of heavier chords, or just overdrive. And like the Soul Food, I mean, I keep the drive really low. It's basically just like a boost, or if it's like a if I need something to kind of cut out of the mix.
Soul Soul Food is a great pedal. I actually had that on my board for a long time.
Cleanish lead, but you need a little bit of like dirt on there. Soul Food goes into the Mission volume pedal. It's buffered, and I think you can run it at 18 volts for a little bit more headroom. So I think I usually do that. I just use the high voltage slot on the pedal power. One of the outputs goes to the POG, and the other one is just the tuner out, which goes to the Sonic Research tuner. Then from the Mission, I go into the POG. So yeah, so like in this configuration, I would basically use the Flint as kind of my long reverb, long decay. I guess it depends like on the color, like just how much tone you want blended in there, but then go into the timeline or whatever my delay setting is. The wet would be pretty much my always on. General sort of wash, but not overpowering. That's where I would kick on the Flint if I needed something to get like super washy or atmospheric.
That's cool. So what's the pedal board that you're on?
It is a Pedal Train 2, I believe.
So out of everything that's on your board, what would you say are the top 3 that give you your sound?
This was hard. I thought about this and I was like, I'm not sure, man. I would probably say the Dunes, because like I've always had a Tube Screamer bass overdrive. It's very versatile. Like you can use it for leads, you can use it for kind of heavier stuff, like even if it's just chords. You've got kind of like the different bandwidth settings on there as well, and then you've got the different transistors too that you can switch back and forth between. I'd probably say the timeline and then the Flint. I switched out the Flint and the wet for the Prelude and the Dark World. Like the Prelude, it's made by the guitarist of one of my favorite bands named Copeland. He developed this pedal, and I think Chris from This Will Destroy You actually did the artwork on the pedal. Chase Bliss Dark World. I saw this on the other episode. The guy from Paper Sound had it.
Dallas, what does Glories have coming up?
Well, right now we're just kind of working on new music. We put out Distant After in January.
Well, thank you for being on Pedal Echoes. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, it's been real. Thanks.
To find out more about Glories, please visit glories.bandcamp.com. Distant After is available now. From Glories, this is Easy Dreamless Sleep. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel. It goes a long way.